Good afternoon, evening, morning, whatever time it might be that you're watching this. Hope you're having a wonderful experience wherever and whatever you're doing. This is part 2 of the consciousness video that I made a little earlier today. And I just wanted to add a few more thoughts. Eventually I'll get stuff put on paper, but right now, under the current circumstances, it's easier for me to do it this way. So I asked the opinion of someone about consciousness earlier, just a little earlier, and I asked them how deep they had delved, or dived, whatever, into the subject or topic of consciousness. And they said, well, I'm not very far, I'm just not really. And for someone who doesn't, well, if it's not within their job description or has anything to do with their livelihood or whatever, most people, they may have a question or two, but it's not a pressing matter for them to come up with answers or even understand any of this stuff. It's not part of my livelihood and whatnot, but I'm just curious, and I have questions, and I'd like to have my questions answered so I have more understanding and a better comprehension, not only of myself, but of the world, the environment that I exist in, and the other beings, entities, humans, whatever they might be, so that I can better understand them. And hopefully that will be of benefit to not only myself, but to other things that I share this environment with. So I asked them, about what their thoughts, how deep they had gone thinking about, the consciousness and whatever. And and they said they hadn't, not very far and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, what if there was a way to explain consciousness, what it is, where it comes from, how it works, blah blah blah, in a way that most anyone could understand. And I asked them, would they think that would change society? And he said, well, not much, because we still need money, and we still have to work at jobs and whatever to get money to buy these things. And I said, well, wait a minute. If we're of a different mindset, if we're using different paradigms to solve what he thought were problems, not having money, then maybe everything, would absolutely change drastically and for the better. Maybe not for a few people that maintain control and influence of this mammonism system that we currently exist in and operate in, but there could be progress made, to the ends that people don't have to kill themselves trying to keep a roof over their head and be comfortable and be happy. So it's like, no, you gotta have money. So I then explained, I said, well, look how long money's been around. And the idea of it, it made sense at the time. Still, it could have been done differently, but it made sense at the time, probably explaining it to not very educated people. And I mean, what was to think about thousands and thousands of years ago, but other than, I got to pick these berries so I can take them to wherever so I can exchange my berries for something that I want or something that I need, whatever. So I said, okay, but I said, you do realize that that was a very short-sighted and selfish idea, and it was done. It was probably developed by someone that didn't really care about other people, didn't have much compassion about them or what have you. So anyway, along that lines, talking about making a conscious, understanding consciousness and making changes per se to how the systems operate. I understand there would be drastic changes. But thinking about it, why do we now reward, promote, and worship basically people that's all they're out to do basically in a very selfish way to accumulate more money, more wealth, more influence, more power that keeps everyone else that's not of that caliber of what they're within the system that they're operating, promoting, propagating, cultivating, what have you. Why are the majority of the people on the planet rewarding such behavior? It makes no sense. We get blinded. There's a song here somewhere, blinded by the light, and we're so, I've said it before, we're so humans are so easily corrupted and swayed to do things against against themselves, their species, their families, their friends, or what have you, in pursuit of a value that they have no control over, basically, other than to accept it as, this exchange system, this AI money meme system, to exchange these imaginary values for these tangible material things that if we worked a little harder, we had a better understanding and better comprehension, we would be producing this stuff, this material stuff, and it would be the best quality of stuff, and everybody would have access to it without, regardless of, if they had a janitorial job or if they had a leadership job, or something like that. So that's my question. I'm going to cut it off here. Again, why are people rewarded for such selfish behavior? The accumulating of wealth. Why do we still have poor people? And I say poor, that's a bad example, but why do we still have people that are homeless? Why do we still have people that are starving? Why do we still have children and people that cannot get the medical care that they need to continue their lives in a healthy and happy way? Why is that not done? It's a simple question. It should be able to be simply answered, but as long as the majority of the people are of a mindset that feel, that believe, not that they know, but they believe that money is required in the way that the system works now. Money is required to have the comforts, to have the security, to have the health, to have the happiness. Why are people with that mentality still being rewarded? Please answer the question. Thanks. Y'all have a great day. Be blessed.